Hey everybody, Rashida here, and welcome to my little corner of the internet where I share all of my adventures and my journey in being a 40-year-old first-time mom. Well, I'm actually 39, but still 40 has a better ring to it. Up until now, all of my content have been reels, but I wanted to share a story with you guys that was going to take me a little bit longer than 1 minute to share. So let's get going. In today's video, I am going to talk about how it is that I became a 40-year-old first-time mom. How did I get pregnant after dealing with 20 years of infertility? I just want to be clear, put out a disclaimer before we get started. This is me telling my story about how I got pregnant. This is not meant to be any kind of advice video to tell anybody how they can get pregnant, right? I'm the last person to be giving any kind of advice, but hopefully my story can be an inspiration to any of you that are of advanced maternal age, all right, 35 and older, and you want to become a mom, right? Hopefully my story can inspire you. So the first thing that I did to get pregnant, well, first of all, I got pregnant at 38 years old, and I got pregnant naturally. After dealing with so many years of infertility, my faith and belief in the fact that I would ever be able to have kids was completely gone. It was diminished. I really honestly and truly felt like I would never have kids. God would never bless me in that way. First things first, what I changed was my mindset from believing that I never would have kids to believing that I would become a mother someday. Now notice I didn't say I was going to get pregnant. My mindset was that I'm going to be a mother one day. I might not go through the traditional pregnancy and labor and all of that to become a mom, but I kept telling myself I'm going to be a mother, right? So I started to prepare myself mentally, emotionally, financially, just setting myself up because I knew that I would be a mother one day. I used to roll my eyes when people would tell me that my mindset had to be the first thing to change if I wanted to get pregnant, but I realized that it was true, it's very important. And for me, belief, telling myself and really truly believing that I would become a mother is the first thing I did to get pregnant. So, number two, second thing that I did to get pregnant was I found a man that actually wanted to be with me and be a father and raise a child with me. Not just somebody that was willing to have raw sex and get me pregnant, right? Not somebody that didn't really care either way about what was going on. Somebody that really understood my infertility journey, what it was that I was going through, and they understood that, they felt that, and they were willing to go through that with me and truly wanted to become a father and raise that child with me. Having my husband come into my life and both of us be on the same page, I truly and honestly feel like that played a huge part of me getting pregnant, because that belief process, changing that belief process, really I owe a lot of that to him, because he always told me from day one that I would get pregnant. Naturally, the old-fashioned way, he always told me that. He never believed that I couldn't have kids. So being with the right person and finding the right person to have a child with is extremely, extremely important. Well, at least it was for me. All right, so the third thing that I did to get pregnant was I got health insurance and I went to a fertility doctor. I had spent years just as a young person not taking health insurance seriously, you know, working jobs that either didn't provide those benefits, or if they did, I was not about to have them taking that money on my check. So I never got health insurance, and I would go to just my local clinic or whatever, to my gynecologist or whatever, expressing my concerns about my infertility and wanting to become pregnant, and I just was never taken seriously. Like, I feel like medical racism played a huge part in that. They would see this young black girl in here, no husband, no nothing, not even no health insurance, talking about getting pregnant. And they just judged me and they didn't want to help me, the doctors that I was seeing before then. After I got married, I went on ahead, got the health insurance through my job for my husband and started to see a fertility doctor. And she was the one that diagnosed me with PCOS, helped me with giving me everything that I needed in terms of how I can naturally balance my hormones and get my PCOS symptoms in check so that I could get pregnant naturally. She took me through all of the testing and everything. She was very thorough, and she included my husband as well, in terms of him getting his sperm tested and stuff like that. So that really made a huge difference. You know, finding somebody that finally cared, that their job is to diagnose and treat infertility. That is what they specialize in. That's what they do. So that was what the focus was when it came down to helping me. It made a huge difference. My fertility doctor and her advice, what she prescribed to me, definitely got me pregnant. She had me change my diet, exercise, make some lifestyle changes, and that truly honestly helped with balancing my hormones, regulating my cycle, and ultimately getting me pregnant. So, fourth thing that I did was baby dance every day. Now that came from my husband. That's my husband's thing. You know, y'all ladies, you know how men are. They can't think straight. They can't function properly if they're not getting it as much as possible. So those of us that are in the TTC community, we know what baby dancing is. For those of you that don't know what baby dancing is, use your imagination, okay? It's that horizontal dance that we do to make a baby, okay? And I was tracking my ovulation and everything for a long time, but at the time when I got pregnant, I wasn't tracking anything. But baby dancing every day helped cover all the bases, right? I was bound to catch my fertile window. I was bound to catch my ovulation if I was doing it every day, and that helped. The fifth and final thing that got me pregnant is the one thing that I honestly didn't think would make a difference. When people would tell me about this in terms of it helping me to get pregnant, I would roll my eyes. I would get annoyed immediately because it just seemed to me like it was kind of like tone deaf advice, and that if you were going through infertility, you will understand how that could be counterproductive, right? And suggesting this, but it is keeping stress to a minimum. Try not to stress. If you keep your stress to a minimum, right, it just helps everything just to flow better. My husband and I had plans on doing IVF in 2023. So we was just gonna chill 2022, right? Just enjoy ourselves, right? Not worry about pregnancy at all. Just have a good time. And that was when I got pregnant. Like I said, I wasn't tracking anything. I wasn't thinking about getting pregnant all the time. I was focusing on just my health, right? I had also found out I had high blood pressure. I had PCOS. You know, I just was focused on my health, and that was really it. Having a good time with my husband. We went to New Orleans. We went to Put-in Bay, which is an island here in Ohio. We had a great time over that summer. And the whole time I was pregnant, I didn't find out I was pregnant until I was 5 months. I was like 21 weeks pregnant when I found out. But the whole time I was pregnant over that summer, I was kicking it. I was having a good time. We were not stressing. I was not stressing about nothing. And honey, that is when I got pregnant. So I feel like not stressing, okay, 100% helped me to get pregnant. And that's it. Those are the 5 things that I really truly feel like helped me get pregnant at 38 years old naturally with PCOS. If you have any questions for me, anything you want to share, please make sure to put it in the comments. If you know of any other women that are 35 and older and want to become first-time moms, if you are that woman, make sure you like this video, share it, and follow me for more.